Guys, man, this is a song, Franklin's Tower. I've been playing this song for probably, God, close to 20 years. It's a great song, just through the years, I've seen a lot of different people approach it, and so I'm just going to kind of show you. It's nice to have a song and know a bunch of different rhythm options, because you got what Bobby's doing, you got what Jerry's doing. I'm going to kind of show you also how to approach the solo. And just get you through Franklin's Tower. It's just a great, easy song that people really like. It goes over well. But first of all, there's the chord progression. And for years, I saw somebody play it this way, and this is the way I played it. And I still use this a lot. This kind of maybe to get a little fuller sound during some vocal parts and things like that. But so there's one, and then there's this one. I think this is more of a Jerry part. And then another one that's fun. Some of that stuff. So anyway, here we go. We're going to start with the old school way I used to play it. So basically, this is an F chord, right? We're barring the top two strings, E and B, then going to the second fret on the G, third fret on the D, right? There's an F chord. Well, we're going to turn this F into an A. So basically, the chords are A, G, D, G. So it's A. So it's just A, G, D, G, okay? So we're going to turn this F fingering, and we're going to move it down to an A, because it's on the 5th fret, starting here, on the 5th fret, same chord. And then we're going to just move that one back a whole step to a G fingering, that's a G. So, and then watch my right hand. So, and I'm kind of, what I'm doing here too to kind of get the muting sound is I'm releasing this chord. Some of that in there. Okay. The down up there on that G. Or down, or I actually went back there. Then when I go to the D, that's a D chord, back. So it's a lot of back and forth, And back to that G fingering on the 3rd fret. Okay, so there's one of your fingerings. That works great. It's got a fuller sound. Wonderful. Then there's another fingering I do. It's a little more defined, a little jammier. So basically what we're doing there to get this fingering is, there's the root note still there of that A. A. There's the octave. So we're going to take our pointer finger down on the D string 7th. And that's where we're starting. And then we're going to go to the G string on the 9th with our ring finger. And then we're going to go on the B string on the 10th with our pinky. And we're hitting the only strings I'm really approaching here. I'm always muting this string here with this finger here. It's kind of it's pressing down on this one, but my finger's a little bit over, or you can just approach it. But so I'm approaching the B, G, and D string. But the way that I'm getting that feel is, you know, I got a full-on mute deal going there. And so I'm pressing these down. These are the strings that I just showed you, but I'm resting on this E string, and I'm muting this with this pointer finger, and I can even go as far as to rest this one on top here. Okay, so there's some muting going on to get that. Or you could just practice. And I mean, if you miss some, it's not going to matter because that's open A string right there. I don't know. I'm just getting a more of I've just found it that, you know, there's some muting going on. So just think about that to get that kind of choppy feel. Then we're going to move that same exact finger and back to the 5th fret. Okay. Starting on the 7th, moving to the 5th, and then we're doing a D bar chord there. That's just a bar chord. Root notes D on the A string. So I'm even doing a little vibrato there too. So there's option number 2. And then I really love this option. I think I'm thinking, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is a bobby, kind of a little bobby dip. It's kind of cool if you have 2 guitarists, you know, one can do a high octave, one can focus on the lower octave, you know, chording and get really a bunch of cool stuff going on. So this is basically, I'm doing my bar chord starting on the A string, okay, and I'm going way down to the 12th fret. That's an A, so I'm bringing the A down with this bar chord, and what I'm doing is I'm taking the A string on the 12th fret, and that's where my bar starts with the pointer finger. Then I'm coming down to the D string, and I'm barring like that on the 14th fret. And then I'm going to the 10th fret. All right, and now I'm going back to that little F finger and I showed you. And I'm going to start that on the 10th fret. So, just the same as an F chord. So I'm barring the 10th fret, E and B. 11th fret with the birdie finger on the G, and then 12th fret on the D. So we go. And I found that's enough to have a lot of options during Franklin's Tower. If I want to change the dynamic up a little bit, I can move between those different chordings. If there's 2 guitars, you can say, hey buddy, why don't you do this while I do this? You know, and I move through them. I'll play them all during the song. You know, it just whatever I'm feeling like, you know, whatever's going on with the drums, whatever, it's your options. Okay, now on the solo to this, well, it's a major solo, but here. So where we're at is, if you were thinking in terms of a minor pentatonic scale, you would be in F sharp. But because the root note, because it's an A, it's really called A major pentatonic. But a lot of what you look up, it's the same scale. The only difference between the minor, your root note's here on the F sharp. It's where you resolve. On Franklin's, because it's an A major, we're still in here on the 2nd fret, so you're thinking you're in the F sharp minor, but you're kind of resolving on that A. Okay, so what I like to do on this is I've got a little lick. I do a rake. Okay. it's a little signature Jerry lick I picked up on some recording that he was doing. And it's a great little, I do it at the beginning of the solo, no, the beginning of the song. Oops, pardon me, I lost my. So at the beginning of the song, you know, we kind of get it going a little bit, and then I'm. Okay, so the way we're going to do that is we're going to go to the E string 14th fret, and we're going to 14th to 12th. Okay, I'm going to show you the notes, and then I'm going to show you the flavor, how to add the fancy rake and whatnot. So we're going E string, 14th to 12. Okay, that's ring finger to pointer. And then we're going to go pinky finger on the 15th fret. Hit it twice. So that's, we're just working that scale there on the 15th, 14th, we're on the B string, to the 12th, and then we're changing strings and going to the G string on the 14th. And now, instead of doing that, that's just pulling off each note. So we keep, on the first one, we're keeping the, pulling off from the 15th to 14th, and then pulling off to the 12th, and then resolving there. Okay? And then, what we're doing, we're doing a rake. So the way I'm doing that rake is I'm muting all the strings with my pointer finger. Not all of them, or maybe I'm raking 4 strings, starting on the D. So the way I'm doing that is I'm just resting all my fingers on the strings, and then I'm pressing down with this ring finger on the 14th. Or another way you can do this is same note, right? There's another thing I like to do is take that same kind of lick, but instead of doing the rake there, is I do the bend on the 12th fret E string. Come back, then I'm on the E string, pulling off from 10th to 9th, pinky on the 12th B to the 10th B. Okay, and then I'll go down here, some of that, and that's going to be the octave of this A major pentatonic or F sharp minor, but we're going down here, dot, dot, okay. There's your 2 spots. So just to kind of show you that, and then you know you're in that pentatonic, and you can add, and you can also do Aeolian scale. Hope I'm saying that right. Mode. It's the the relative minor scale basically, but you know this is where we're at. Here's the Aeolian. Those are the Aeolian licks. You know, it just adds a little more of that kind of modal sound. But basically, after we do our lick, I'm going from the 14th to 16th on the D string, hammering from 14th to 16th, and then I'm going to the G string, same deal, 14th to 16th. Come on back. And some of that stuff. You can do the same thing up here. And then with that little Aeolian hook is going to be on the okay, let's go back down here. That's just basically taking the 14th to 15th on the B string, then to the 16th on the G. Still on the G, down to the 14th. Some of that stuff. And what you can do is you can start working your pentatonics. If you learn the pentatonic scale, and you can also do modes of the pentatonic. But that's where that scale is. So I just kind of do all my, as long as you know where the scale is, and go look up that pentatonic scale. And that'll get you started on Franklin's Tower. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.